Hello and welcome to another session from Learn Digital Academy. This one is going to be on bias persona. So, what is bias persona and why do we need it? Well, let's start with bias persona. Actually, describes who your customers are, or what do they behave like, what is their age group, the kind of decisions that they make, and it helps you to understand what they actually need in life, and based upon your business module or the things that you have, what you can actually offer them as a solution from your end. More reliably, if I have to say, buyer persona is required by each and every single company, especially the consulting companies. They need to know. Before you even open up a mall nearby in a town or in a metropolitan city, what is going to be the exact location where you are going to open this mall, or if you have the location, who are going to be your customers, how many number of people you can expect in that mall, what kind of showrooms can actually work over there. It is going to be a big project. Just because you have a land and you have money, you cannot just go and open something over there, right? The perfect example of this would be, let us say that you have enough of the money and you go into a remote area over there, which is very much far away from the rest of the society, and you make a big five-star hotel over there. Would it be a wise decision or even a smart decision in any way? No, neither it is smart, neither it is wise. Provided until unless the location has wonderful views, until unless it's a beautiful island, right? Okay. So bias persona actually identifies what your customers need, and based upon that, you give them a solution or you offer them another product. So let's take a little bit more into that. It is a presentation or even a report, as you can see. It can be fictional or it can be a well researched data, which is often done by many people in the market. You must have observed many students often working upon reports. They will try to collect data from you. Sir, have you ever purchased this thing or not? Have you done this or not? So, and ever if you have bought a vehicle or any standard machinery, people must have called you up to take the feedback of it, or your experience related to it. And their list of questions is actually very, very, very long. It just doesn't consist of 10, 20 questions, but a very long list, based on which they actually calculate what is running around in the customer's mind, what is their actual need, and are they in a state to purchase something or not. Is the economic state well good enough or not? And that's how you get to identify your ideal customers. Now, about bias persona, you find out the professional background, psychological profile, knowledge process inputs, challenges, your goals. So let's go one by one and find out, how do we create a buyer persona? Well, you need to do a very thorough audience research, which you can do by multiple manners. So you can actually either walk up to the people, or in Facebook, especially, you do have audience insights where you can get to see what is it that the people are actually interested in. Are they more into food? Are they more into healthiness, or they want to go ahead towards another career? Are they into education or not? You identify such things, a well thorough audience research, and their pain points, which you can identify again through the social media itself. What do they want? What is it that they are interested in? Are they going to purchase a vehicle? Is that what they are interested in? What are their goals? Or do they want to finish a particular course, or do they want to go on a traveling tour? They want to go on a world tour. What is their end goal for this new year, which is actually going to come up? They are going to take a pledge to join a gym, right? And then you identify how your brand can actually go ahead and help them in, and turn your entire research, into a bias persona. The audience research also further goes into learn who is already buying from you. So you got to know, first of all, who are your customers, and then who can be your customer. Then you go into your website. Over there, you identify from which and all region people are visiting your website. What is their age group? How much time are they actually spending on your website? Kind of content that they are reading. On which page did they spend their most amount of time? This is very much required. If you work properly upon your website analytics, you can do a very well paired persona research over here, and also not to miss out what your competitors are actually up to. And in the end, yes, based upon all the report readings that you have done in the past or what your experience says, a team of a few strong people can actually go by brainstorming and create a good buyer persona over here also. Now, what are the pain points of a customer? You identify, what do they actually need, and if they are potentially enough to buy it or not. And especially you get to read this thing over the social media. People often say over there they need a break, or they are interested into food, they want to go for a gym, or they are doing any particular course. And this is what your audience insight can actually help you. The social media sentiments actually say everything. Now, the customer goals, where you will get to know the ground report only when you deal with the people who have worked upon the ground, and the best people are the salespeople who directly interact with the customers. So you have a particular product, let's say it's insurance. The person goes over to the prospect or to the lead, the salesperson goes to the prospect or to the lead, and over there when he speaks to the customer, customer sees that he needs a product, something related, but not this one. So based upon that also you can actually modify your product, not just based upon one salesperson's feedback, but yes, a lot of them, right? And you can achieve your targets based upon that also. All these products which are actually made in the market, especially investment plans or your insurance plans, it is not just that few people are sitting over here, they have pretty good skills with their mathematics and they have done a good economic survey. No, it's just not based upon that, but also based upon the report readings of what people actually need and what they can be actually interested in, and is the company capable enough of providing this kind of product or not. And in the end, of course, giving them the solution of all their problems, something which can actually motivate the customer. Now, while preparing this bias persona, what are the kind of questions that we need to ask? Very basic questions, what they do, kind of industries that they work in, their job titles, and to bring up a sample in front of you, let's have a look at one of them. Right. So this is a perfect example about how to create a bias persona. These are very generic things about the age, gender, income, location, and family situation, which is stable or not, in an annual income of the person. Over here, we get to identify few very exemplary things: the professional role of the person, the industry that he works in, pretty much relevant to your LinkedIn. Then the job titles, again pretty much relevant to your LinkedIn. The company size, again pretty much relevant. So all the 3 points, yes, can help you a lot in LinkedIn. Where if you have attended the LinkedIn class, you must have observed that we can target people based upon the industries that they are working in, what is the job seniority or the title, and the company size that they are working in, right? Personal philosophy quote is just to keep the person happy. Doesn't have to do anything with, because to read everyone's personal quote would be a lot of amount of hard work. If companies are good enough to put that work into this, then yeah, can be put to use some use. What are the values and goals of the person, the challenges that they face in life, and sources and influences by what actually pushes them to take a decision, or influences them to take a decision. Do they go by blogs? Do they read a lot of books, or do they read a lot of quotes or daily magazines? What do they actually go by? And then after that, how do they take their buying decisions? What is the process that they actually go by? Do they generally go to the showroom all of directly, or before that, do they love to do a little bit research about it, or do they even purchase from online stores or not? That kind of questions can be actually asked, and based upon that, you can go to your particular platforms, your email marketing or email marketing tools, or your LinkedIn, Facebook, where you already have audience insights which you can actually enjoy. Similarly, over to your Instagram, to you just put the interest over there, the location, select the radius, or you want to go regional or the name of the cities. You get to see the population also over there. Based upon the interest, you can actually target the people. So bias persona, if you have proper data, you can conclude everything by having predefined actually options over here. You can take top name of the companies or top name of magazines over here to make your work easier, and then try to find out the very similar target audience over your social media networks, or howsoever you are trying to target these people through your campaigns. That's one thing. So yeah, relevant questions that you need to ask to the people. It's a pretty interesting work, especially for the consultant companies. Need to go to individuals and ask a lot of questions. Well, the templates for this, for different products or services, a different persona can be created every time. You need to have, it completely, it is based upon the kind of product that you are trying to take consultation for, whether even it is a proper, it's a hair oil which brings back your hairs, or it's a steroid which has actually helped people or not, or can help people or not, are they willing to try it or not. So yes, it all depends upon the kind of product that you are going to offer to the people, and if you can relate it, you can pick up the previous personas of the people, and you can try to create a new one. But yes, a thought process of different people do change according to the time. So it is advised that you create a fresh bias persona every time that you want to start with a campaign.